Sedna and Eris belong to this group of objects that are found between the Kuiper belt and the Oort cloud. Objects in this group have highly eccentric orbits which deviate from the ecliptic orbit.
Yeah.
Trans-Neptunian objects?
And those are scattered disk objects. In one of this author's novels, the title character is found growing pumpkins before he is taken to a hospital in which he refuses to speak. In another novel by this author, the narrator is hung from a tree by his wrists for returning a mutilated girl to her village. In that novel by this author of Life and Times of Michael Kay, Colonel Joel's brutality shocks the magistrate out of complacency. This author also described how poems by Wordsworth and Byron torment David Lurie during his affair with a student.
Gem courtesy.
It is. This organisation sought relief for flood victims in Pakistan. For 10 points each, name this world organisation whose headquarters in Nigeria were bombed by a member of Boko Haram.
What is the headquarters in Nigeria?
What's the UNICEF, is it?
Worth a try.
Let's have an answer.
UNICEF.
It's just the United Nations.
Oh.
This Palestinian leader has filed a bid for recognition of the Palestinian state by the UN, despite Obama's promises that the US will veto the vote in the Security Council. This current US ambassador to the United Nations called Abbas's bid dangerous and counterproductive, as well as unwise.
Who's the US ambassador to UN?
An old one? Is it all current one?
Current.
Current.
Answer, please.
I think like some old chap like
Smith.
Kissinger.
No, that is Susan Rice. Starter. This footballer was excluded from the Under-21 European Championships to prevent burnout, and he recently stated that his great-granddad fought for this country in World War II in an outspoken complaint about FIFA's initial decision to prevent players from wearing poppies. In February, he was noted for his pace and passing ability alongside Cesc Fabregas in his team's defeat of Barcelona.
Jack Wilshere.
Correct. This river is formed at the base of Canby Mountain in Colorado and flows into the Gulf of Mexico. For 10 points each, name this river that forms a natural border between Texas and Mexico.
Rio Grande.
The Rio Grande flows through a namesake rift at the southern end of the Franklin Mountains just to the west of this city.
Laredo?
That is El Paso. This city is separated from El Paso by the Rio Grande and is named after the first indigenous national ever to serve as president of Mexico.
Ciudad Juarez.
Correct. 20 on those. The scores make it, unfortunately out of reach of ISIS with 2 starters remaining.
Oh well.
Making a complex exponential ansatz transforms the Hamilton-Jacobi equation into a variant of this equation, which is a diffusion equation with imaginary diffusion constant. Its electronic form is used in the Born-Oppenheimer approximation and can be in turn solved using the Hartree-Fock method. Solutions to this equation satisfy local conservation of probability and must be normalizable. The Klein-Gordon and Dirac equations are Lorentz invariant alterations of it. The time-independent form of this equation contains an energy eigenvalue E. For 10 points, name this equation written IH bar d psi of dt equals h psi, an equation from quantum mechanics whose solutions are wave functions. Goes down to that is the Schrödinger equation. So, final starter. In one novel by this man, the protagonist saves Wiener from drowning and...
H.G. Wells.
And your bonuses, which have certainly been earned by now. This man allegedly carried around a lantern during daylight to search for an honest man. For 10 points each, name this man who acted like a dog and behaved obscenely in public, a founder of the Greek Cynic school of philosophy.
Diogenes.
This other ancient philosopher was a member of the Eleatic school and discussed situations like Achilles racing a tortoise and an arrow in flight in his namesake Paradoxes. This 2nd century AD author of Outlines of Pyrrhonism and Against the Mathematicians is one of the few extant authors from the ancient school of skepticism.
Is it Chrysippus?
Go.
Chrysippus?
That is Sextus Empiricus. That's the...
Unless I'm mistaken, we have 150 points for Oxford ISIS, 325 for Oxford Cherwell.
Okay, so because these 8 nice assembled people don't want me to get a pint yet, I think that means we go again.